I'm Rye from Rain Tree Nursery, and today I'm here with Beth, who is personally very encouraging. She is a home grower who has been at NWFRUIT here in Skagit Valley, Washington, for the last about 3 years, you said, learning about blueberries. And you did this incredible thing. You learned all about them before growing them yourself,
right.
Which, as someone who loves blueberries, who grew up here eating blueberries, I grow my own blueberries, I had the hubris to just plant blueberries, assuming I'd learned to care for them. But you took the wise route, and now you're going to teach me how to prune and care for my blueberries. So talk me through, what are we going to do here?
Sure. The critical part with blueberry pruning is encouraging new growth from the bottom. So the first thing we'll do is identify the oldest branches, the biggest oldest branches. We'll cut those out at the very bottom of the bush.
Okay.
And then move on to opening up the middle of the bush and then working on the top, taking a lot of the twiggy growth out and anything that's dead up on top.
And how often do you need to prune?
Every winter,
Okay.
January through March.
Gotcha.
Before the leaves come out.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, Beth. So first thing we're doing, you said, is we're starting low and we're taking out big branches.
Right.
So how do I know which one to take out?
Sure. We try to identify the oldest wood, and typically blueberries are kind of nice. They're color coded in a way. Like all the new growth is red or a light green, depending on the variety, and all the old is kind of woody and gray.
Okay.
And kind of shredded, shreddy looking. And typically we like to take the biggest ones we can out. That means they're the oldest.
Okay, so just caliper and kind of this bark. So these are probably around the same age, but we're kind of looking for shape and maybe the oldest.
Also, like this one here has lots of good replacement because we're trying to get replacement shoots.
Yeah.
So it's a little crowded in here, and this is an old one, and I'd like to encourage these new ones.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to take this one out, and then I think I'd like to take this one out because it also has a nice new shoot to replace it right there.
Just right over here.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one out.
Oof. Now, you promise that this is going to help me get more blueberries, right?
Yes.
Because that was a big branch, and I would have been terrified to do that.
Right, and there's a lot of flowers on top, which means you are losing some berries by doing that. But it's going to allow these to grow and produce a lot more berries than the old one.
Gotcha. And I'm seeing on this new one, I have some fruit spurs lower down, but on these older ones, there's no fruit spurs. So is that part of it?
Yeah, the production is much lower on the older ones. It's all woody material up till you hit that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So I should feel okay.
Yes.
This is what the plant wants.
Right.
It will ultimately lead to more blueberries.
Right. And it's not an emergency if you don't take them out, the exact number every year.
Okay.
Nothing bad's going to happen. You just might have less blueberries.
Okay. So your blueberry doesn't necessarily need it every year, but it is a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. Long term.
Okay. So I'd ask, can I do this one?
Yeah. Okay. That would be great. And as low as
and
you
as
can
low
get
as I can get down here?
Sure.
See if I can get my belly around it. There you go. All right. My father would be so proud.
Great. And now that'll allow this shoot to get a lot bigger and develop.
Oh. So we're looking, and that just helps with airflow and shaping.
Right.
Awesome. Thanks for letting me do that.
Sure.
It's good. It helps me develop confidence having you around
to be more aggressive. Right?
Yeah. All right, Beth. We have gone through the first stage you said, which is eliminate some of the older, bigger branches down below. And now we're going to move on to the second phase, which is taking some of these younger branches. So talk me through, what am I going to look for? How do I know what next to prune?
Sure. We like to encourage kind of a vase shape to the plant. So you want to open up the middle for airflow. And that helps with disease resistance when you have a lot more air in the middle of the plant. Okay. So I'm looking for things that are growing up through the middle. They're just going to make things congested.
Yeah.
So I would take this one out here.
Okay.
It's a fairly new branch, but it's going in the wrong direction.
Sure.
You don't want
That's kind of helpful to know too. You know, it's not that the branch is bad or broken, but just that it's not in the right space for the rest of the plant.
And then I would take out some of these other smaller ones that are weaker and also in the middle.
Okay.
And we also look for anything that's crossing or dead in this area also.
Okay. Some of these down here. And that's just good winter maintenance if they've had any winter damage, broken tips.
Yes, exactly.
I can see how you have created a nice space in the center here so that there is really nice wind flow potential. All right, so this is kind of our last stage. We've gone low, we're finishing high, and I think this is the stage I feel a little more familiar with. My blueberry bushes are only 2 to 3 years old, so I don't have a lot to do, but you said this is sort of the top part, looking for damage, maybe winter damage. Walk me through what this phase of pruning is.
Sure, this is where we really look for. It's the dead and damaged and crossing. We don't want things rubbing or crossing, and just don't want it too congested.
Okay, so that airflow from the bottom,
right?
Thinking top.
Right, we want to keep things opened up. Here's a pretty obvious dead here.
Okay.
Just take it back down to your next branch.
Okay, next healthy branch.
Yeah. And here's some more dead here.
I think I see some over here.
Yep.
So are you going to leave this healthier looking one?
Yeah,
okay,
for sure. And it has nice flower buds on top. And although some of this pruning, when you're crossing out or taking out crossing or rubbing, sometimes you will take flower buds out, and that can feel a little, little anxious. But again, you're encouraging the remaining flowers to grow better when you're taking out, kind of congested areas.
Yeah. And so congested, this is sort of the congested space here that I'm looking at that I want to be mindful of? Or?
Right. And so we have a couple that kind of growing in together here.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to give some more space.
Okay.
Take these out. Just kind of opens up in the middle there. This one kind of going in that direction will kind of interfere with this here.
Yeah. So you're kind of trying to foreshadow. How is the bush, how is it going to keep growing this season and optimizing?
Right.
You're working with it, helping it.
Sure. And they will get bigger throughout the season, so you have to anticipate it's really going to fill in.
Yeah. And do you know about how old this blueberry plant is?
About 20 years old.
Okay. That helps to just keep it in perspective. When you start off with your 2 or 3 year old, to not expect this to happen in 3 years from there. But
right. And the architecture will take time too. Kind of working on clearing out the middle and opening it up. That takes time.
Well, that's good. Beth, this has been so helpful. I feel like I learned so much just about, in my own confidence of starting low, seeing what really needs to be done down there, and then moving up. To kind of just to the points of taking the damage, creating space, creating airflow, allowing these, fresh, beautiful buds to sort of work together. So thank you. That is so helpful. Those 3 stages really made pruning blueberries more approachable and understandable for me. Beth, can you believe how much you've learned in these 3 years working at NWFRUIT?
Right.
Do you think you're ready to start growing your own blueberries?
Yes, I'm definitely confident of that. I just need to make the space and time for it.
For sure. Yeah, and it is nice when you have a beautiful space here to work in. Well, I really appreciate it. It's so encouraging for me. We've loved chatting and just walking through it. I'm Rye from Rain Tree Nursery, and this has been Blueberry Pruning with Beth. Thank you so much.